Hi everybody, this is lecture 8. Today I want to talk to you about your final project that's due next week, right? This is our semester is almost over. Next week is our last semester and you will submit all your assignments by next week and then we're done. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the Employment Outlook report, which is your big team project report that's due next Friday. I also want to tell you or show you how you're already preparing for this project by doing some of the things I've asked you to do this week. Let me turn this around and show you some of the things you are already doing or that you will be finishing up by Monday. Let's turn this around. Okay, so if you look at this module, it says interviewing and data collection. So basically, this whole module is preparing you to get information for your Employment Outlook report that you can use in your Employment Outlook report. You're doing it step by step in chunks so you're not overwhelmed at the end of it, right? This one is just a simple team project that you have to do an interview summary of an interview that's already been given to you. You can always use the questions used here to ask your own interviewees, or you can come up with your own. But that's one of the things. The primary research report, there's a video tutorial already out there. It shows you what you have to do. It goes through all the stuff, but however, what I want to kind of emphasize is in the primary research report, what you do is basically write down all the primary research that you're doing for this project, which is analyzing 3 job postings and interviewing somebody specific in your field who's already working in that field and talking to them and then summarizing that interview. So your summarizing interview summary assignment already prepares you to prepares you for summarizing an interview that you will do of your own. Right, so now once you've done that, you have done like a major portion of your report is already done. Now I want to show you guys the data visualization module, which asks you to do create technical graphics. This one is basically because in your Employment Outlook report, you will be collecting a lot of data from the BLS listing or the Bureau of Labor Statistics. You have a link to it in the Employment Outlook report assignment. I will show it to you in a second. But you will have a lot of data. So to present that data through technical graphics is a good idea instead of just writing down a bunch of numbers and statistics, right? So this is basically that assignment. Creating technical graphics prepares you for that. Now, the Employment Outlook report. This is the major one that I want to talk to you about. This is your team report. So it's important you guys do this carefully and maybe divide this out into chunks that you can finish as you go along. You're already doing your primary research. Now you have to do is secondary research plus writing out some of the things, right? What kind of secondary research are we asking you to do? Even before that, let me kind of go over what the Employment Outlook report is about. So this is basically a report you are writing for, say you are graduating in spring and your department asks you to write an Employment Outlook report for future undergrads in your major. They ask you to find out information about employment prospects in your particular field, right? So you do a lot of secondary and primary research as you do for any other assignments in your classes. Your primary research report you're already done by Monday, which would be analyzing 3 job postings as well as your interview that you will conduct with somebody in your field. Now, you will also need a lot of secondary data because you're not aware of a lot of the statistics, right? You don't know how many people are employed in the job that you will be employed in once you graduate. You do not know what kind of salaries to expect. Maybe you know it, but the future undergrads don't know it. Which states hire the most people in the job field that you work in? What kind of qualifications are needed, what kind of job growth is in that particular field. All of those things you will be able to find in the BLS listing, the Bureau of Labor Statistics listing. The link to that is given for you. So you just need to click there and it's pretty easy. Go and look that up. So you can start doing this now. You don't have to do the Employment Outlook report later on. You're already building the blocks for writing this report initially right now. Right, so let me turn this around and show you what I mean by the occupational handbook, where you'll find your secondary data. Okay, so if we look at the Employment Outlook report final assignment, here we go. There is each team member is responsible for locating and synthesizing data from the occupational Outlook handbook. So what this means is you are not researching one occupation, right? A lot of you have been grouped together according to your majors, but even within your majors, you have different paths. So even if you're in engineering, doesn't mean all of you are in construction engineering. Some of you are in mechanical, some of you are in electrical, some of you are in construction. Look for your specific field that you are going to get your job in. Look for those statistics, right? So if you are in the, say, engineering group, you are looking for statistics for your own field. So if it's 3 of you, 1 of you is in software, you are looking for software engineering data. The other team member is looking for his own field, which might be cybersecurity or something else, right? So think about it in that terms. Your own individual. So this is not, even though it's a team assignment, it asks each team member to contribute to each section of this report. So it's same way it goes for your interviews. Each of you are doing your own interviews, right? You will be writing the report together, but a lot of the sections you are doing by yourself. So make sure you guys do that. If you go on the Occupational Outlook Handbook, click on that hyperlink, it will take you to the BLS listings. In the search button, type your own profession that you would be joining once you graduate, and then look up all the statistics. I'm going to also put up some examples of my earlier students who have done these reports, so you have an idea how comprehensive this report is. It's basically giving future undergrads, or actually it's basically for you guys because you are the undergrads right now. It gives you an idea the field you've chosen, what are the job prospects for this field, right? What kind of employment outlook you can expect from this field. That's basically what it is doing. I want to quickly show you a few more parts. So once you have that secondary research, it should not take you more than half a day, or actually like an hour and a half to decide what data you want to include from BLS listing and put that down. So that should be pretty quick for you guys to do. Apart from that, there are a bunch of other things you do in this report. So I'm going to just quickly turn this around, show you what it is, and then I'll talk about each of these aspects in separate video tutorials, so you guys are prepared for that. But a lot of things in this report, you guys can already start writing this report. You can already start putting in data that you already have, like your primary research report. So let me turn this around. Let's look at the report structure. So you are doing it in a IMRD. There is a front matter. So the front matter, don't worry about it right now. This should be something you do the last. So don't worry about your front matter. You cannot do title page or abstract or table of contents unless you have the table, unless you have the content in there. So this is something you don't have to worry about right now. What you need to do, worry about is your introduction. What is your purpose statement? Why are you writing this report? Right? General overview of your field. So write those. The background, some kind of historical information. The other thing is the roadmap of the report structure. So what is the roadmap of the structure? It will have a data section that says this. It will have a conclusion that says this. All those things, right? Then your data section is the report of findings. This will be your most comprehensive section of the report. This will take the major chunk of your report. So it will have primary and secondary report all collated. But again, a report by its nature is boring, right? Nobody wants to read reports. So how do you make it interesting? Using all your technical design principles, using tables, using subheadings, using bullet points, numbered lists, using technical design principles that you have been learning throughout the semester, using graphics. All of those things will help you write a report that is easy to read, easy to skim, easy to locate structures. So think about those things when you are writing. Look at the examples I'm going to post so you have a better idea. And then conclusion is basically concluding a summary of your overall finding, recommendations for readers to future students. These recommendations will be again based on what your interviewer has told you. It will be based on what you have figured out while doing research and writing this report. Right? So think about all those things. Carefully look at the example I'm going to post below this video so you have an idea about that. But for now, I would suggest starting your secondary research already while you're also doing your primary research. Go to your BLS listings, find out information about your own job fields. Maybe start working on introduction a little bit. And you're already working towards your data section since the beginning of this week. Conclusion, of course, needs to come at the end. You cannot write a conclusion right now because your report is not written yet. So your conclusion, I would suggest leave it till the end. Your front matter, again, leave it towards the end. I will post a video that the assistant chair of the department has already done on how to do front matter, or actually it's a department video about how to format front matter, how to do table of contents, all of that stuff. I will post a video of that. Make sure you look at that carefully, but that's something you want to do last, so do that. And most important, after you formatted your report, convert it to a PDF, because if you do not, all your formatting will get messed up if you submit a Google Doc or a Word doc. So specifically for your Employment Outlook report, make sure you convert it to a PDF before you submit. Otherwise you will lose points because your format has got messed up. And I have no way of knowing if it got messed up because it wasn't in PDF or because you guys didn't pay attention and didn't format it properly. So make sure you do that properly. But that's all I have right now for Employment Outlook report. I know it's a little bit longer, complicated work, but so far the way I have seen you guys engage with each other, your team project, team charter was excellent. So I'm pretty confident you guys are very motivated. I'm confident that you guys will be able to do this project by the assigned date. I might move it from Friday to Saturday, but I am not willing to do that right now. I'm thinking I think you should be able to do it by Friday. But depending on the team feedback I get by, say, Tuesday, I can extend the deadline. But doing it by Friday is perfectly doable. I have confidence in you guys. You should be able to do it. Okay, so I'll talk to you guys later. Make sure you watch the video carefully, read the instructions carefully. There are examples of Employment Outlook reports, or rather reports, in your book if you want to refer to those. Also look at the examples that I am posting for you guys, and it should be an easy peasy thing. There's not much left for you guys now. Right now all you're doing is the technical style one, and then doing the employment outlook report and the LinkedIn profile. That's all you have left. I'll talk a little bit more about LinkedIn profile, which is different from the assignment you guys did earlier. But for now, I just want you guys to focus on your employment outlook report final, because that is the most important project you guys will do as a team, right? So make sure you guys go through instructions pretty carefully, and then look at the examples that I'm posting for you. Okay, that's all I have for you now. You shoot me an email, send me a question if you have any, and I'll answer back as soon as I can. Bye.